Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Motion to adopt the agenda. No public hearing.
Make a motion to adopt. That's presented.
Have a motion, second, all in favor? Aye. Okay. We've got 10-minute financial account. There's no public hearing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is public comment, sorry.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Consent agenda. Motion approving the consent agenda. I think we just did that, didn't we?
No,
No, I would make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented, or the consent calendar as presented.
Motion made. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll go down to guest speakers. Do we have guest speakers?
in the public comment period.
Okay,
That's just
well then we'll just jump down to public comment then.
Okay, is that me?
That's you.
Oh, boy.
You're in the hot seat.
Yeah, I just am here to introduce myself. I'm Bev Hills. I'm the, what they call the local asset manager for the MC Chuck Wagon exhibit, also known as the Cowboy Museum. And I see you have some things already listed regarding the exhibit. And
I think that was at another meeting.
Oh, that was at another meeting.
That was a.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that wasn't done.
The parks and various things.
Okay, I've worked with Jeff a little bit on that project, but just to bring you up to date, Marcos Herrera Landscaping is now doing the landscaping. I think his contract runs from April 1st to November. And he's been busy. Jeff said he was out there today pulling up weeds. And he's already transplanted some shrubs, so he's on that job. And I recently repaired the mural that was in the building. Apparently there was some water seepage on the north wall, and it caused the mural to peel in sections, and I got that repaired. I had about this much room and on a ladder about 18 feet tall, so it was a job.
Is the leak fixed now?
Pardon me?
Is the leak fixed as well?
Well, the reason it leaked was because the fire department, like they were told, was hosing down the cobwebs. So that's what I think happened. When the mural came loose, and it's a vinyl, it's like contact paper, it's a big mural of Guano Valley. When it came loose, it brought paint off with it, so all that was left was the primer. So either the paint wasn't quite dry when I installed it in the first place, or there was moisture. So I'm not 100% sure, but it's something we need to watch out for. Let me see. I talked to Will Cahill recently, and he said that the flagpole, the town will install the flagpole sometime this spring. So, and that some of you know exactly where the spot is.
I haven't saw a plan on it, but
Did you not take me to where we got it?
we have an
Kind of
idea,
general-
but I think there's a plan, a site plan.
I haven't seen that. I know that Daryl's working on the engineering side just for the platform to make sure we get the right thing. He's
Okay.
working on that right now.
Okay. Another thing regarding the physical property is that Mr. Nichols, Mark Nichols, wants to put a step on the north side up to the porch. Right now, there's dirt. It is one of the spots that Marcos took the shrub from. So there's a big hole there now, and hopefully there'll be stair step there, because people were using that as a shortcut anyway. Let me see what else. I did a little bit of decorating for Irish Days, and that was fun. Even I'm glad I did the decorating the day before Saturday, on Friday. And I will be hanging some flower baskets off the porch this summer, if we get a summer, and I will need to know how to water those. So, let me see what else. It's all going well. Changed the filters in the heat air conditioning system. I got a request from the boss's secretary to see about installing a humidity contraption. And the guy who's in charge of that said, you don't want to do that here where you've got these old saddles and all this tack that's come in off the desert. It's been dry for 75 years. There's no reason to add moisture to it. So I think we convinced him we don't need to add humidity. So let's see. I've seen a few visitors to the exhibit. It would be nice if there was some way we could do a nose count, but I don't think that's possible outside of putting like a little kiosk with a guest book. Anyway, that's all I have. And I am the contact person, so we have talked also about how do we let people know that I'm the contact person. They wanted to put a plaque on the wall that says, call me in case something happens, but that's not really what I'm here for, you know? I'd like the powers that be maybe let them know that I am the contact person, but I don't want somebody calling me every time somebody's dog does his business on the lawn, so. Or calling in the middle of the night because, for anything.
Yeah.
Typically,
Typically,
they're going
dispatch,
to notify the
dispatch
town.
has somebody's number.
Yeah, if you can get your information updated at dispatch,
Okay.
that way, we've got phone books over there in the computer systems.
Okay.
If they know that you're the contact person, we will know who
Okay.
and when to contact you.
Okay.
If you could send over and quick little note.
I sure will. And another thing regarding that is, we just discussed with the alarm system people who to contact and what sequence. And they wanted us originally to do like me, Jeff, and Will Cahill before they called dispatch. But that's not the system that they bought into. It's $25 extra a month to do that, and they didn't want to do that. So when the alarm goes off, and which we need to do a trial run, when the alarm goes off, it will go directly to dispatch.
As it should.
Yes.
Yeah. That way we can have officers respond. And then, once we realize, everything's okay or there's an issue, then we can notify you or whoever we need to notify.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll do that, I'll bring some information.
That'd be awesome.
And what's your name?
Travis Green.
Oh, okay.
I'm the police chief.
Okay.
Okay, any more public comment? Thank you. We'll go down to department reports. Scott's not here.
Floor right now, there was.
Okay, he's on the desk.
Dennis not here. Travis?
You guys should have already got something from us on Friday. We were having problems with our computer system being upgraded, and so some of the reports weren't able to be produced. We tried to print some others out again, like I provided you guys a couple of weeks ago. These are some of the reports that the new system will allow. Sorry, Mike here's got in a different order than the rest of them. Everything's there.
Okay.
And so these are some of the other reports that we can produce under the new system. There's reports that were in the old system that we won't be able to reproduce anymore. And so we're trying to figure out what you guys like and come up with the appropriate reporting for you every month. So some of that will look like what I gave you 2 weeks ago. And we're trying to, as we figure out what our system will do, we'll get you guys some better reports. So other than that, we were able to go up to Washington, or actually Portland, and pick up the police vehicles that we've been trying to get from Washington. They're now here, working on getting maintenance and stuff that they need, so we can get them onto the road. We drove 4 and trailered 1. The 4 that we drove ran great, drove great. They need 2 months of that kind of oil changes, that kind of stuff. But other than that, they all seem to function well coming down. And so we're excited to get those on the road here before too long and start rotating up some of our old fleet. They all have right around 100,000 miles on them, give or take, 10 to 20,000. And so we're pretty excited about it, getting them registered. Hopefully within a month we'll have them all, radios in them and roadworthy and getting out into the public. And they're all 4-wheel drive Ford Explorers.
So when you get those all up and operational, you'll take the other ones and sell them, or?
Yeah, just like, we'll do a surplus, just like we have with the other ones in the past, and we'll get those put out through govdeals.com. That's been working very well for us. We've gotten, I think, very fair, maybe even over market dollar for some of our vehicles and a fair market dollar for the other ones.
Yeah, like I said, the school needs to replace what they call the pickle, the green pickle
Yeah.
van, because it broke down on Marla the other day and they had to bring her a different vehicle.
Maybe we can work something out, we'll see how that goes.
Did you say they're 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive?
4-wheel drive, all the Explorers we got are
Okay.
4-wheel drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think one of your officers said they were just 2, and I'm not.
No, the only one that's 2-wheel drive is the Tahoe we bought from Salem.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
so maybe they didn't understand.
Yeah, man.
Okay, thanks Travis.
Yep.
I see on here Matt's back to work, light duty.
Light duty, he goes back to the doctor on the 17th, and hopefully, we're all hoping he'll be released back to full duty at that time,
Oh, great, good.
if everything goes right. And then we'll have some schedule adjustments for some 24-hour coverage shortly to follow that. So,
Chief Brindle, real quick, is it correct in our budget that those were only $2,500 for the whole, all 5 vehicles?
correct, correct. We got those
So,
through,
just- it's good for the public to know that. We
Yeah, I think we've written on that one already.
we got those through Tualatin Tribal. They really gave us a good deal, and that includes light bars, radio controllers. There's camera units inside that we don't know if they're functioning or not, but there is camera units inside, cages, and like I said, we got a really good deal. We couldn't equip a vehicle for what we paid for all of them. You know, if we were to buy one vehicle, it would cost us more than that.
And that's
just wanted to point that out. So
Tribal has different funding because it's all federal. Their funding is different than the normal people. And so they're allowed to do things. And different agencies do that, just to help out smaller. Yeah.
And then, you know, those vehicles we purchased earlier, we have the Ford Taurus, and that was $2,000 total from the city of Salem, and then the Tahoe was $3,000. So we have really enhanced the fleet,
Oh, yeah.
they're pretty limited dollars.
It needed to be enhanced.
Yeah.
Needed
It
to.
needed to be enhanced.
And I think that this is a great start to a resolving solution. I mean, I think that we need to look at newer stuff. I mean, these are 2005s, but I mean, I've got vehicles in my fleet with 160,000 miles on them, that at some point they become a safety risk. And so we need to get those off, and so even though these are newer than what we have, they're still, I still think we need to come ahead and continue to look at like the city of Salem or other agencies, and buying used vehicles. The Forest Service just had one, it was a 2011 Tahoe, but you know, right now with our budget, it's wasn't possible. But maybe in a year or so, they may have another vehicle, and that's what we traditionally have done in the past, is buy from the Forest Service. And although they give us good deals, they're not great deals like we got with these Explorers. You know, that Tahoe that they had, the Forest Service, they want $7,500 for. But again, that comes with lights and sirens and the whole 9 yards. And so it's still a good deal, but, you know, 3,000 or say 5,000 or 500, I mean, those are way better. And so we'll continue to research and find other agencies that are surplusing. If we could get if City Salem ever goes all-wheel drive,
Yeah.
and we could get the all-wheel drive Tahoes, we'd be miles ahead. So,
We're getting there.
yep, yep.
Thanks, Travis.
Yep.
Public Works.
Not really anything to add other than what's on the report there. If you guys saw, we sent Matt Springer to Reading this month and last month, and he became a certified pool operator. So, you know, if we hire a manager or we don't have somebody right off the get-go that's certified, then that'll give them some time to get certified. And I'm gonna keep him certified too, so that we can, you know, and I was motivated by the water conditions last year too, you know, it just kept getting away from us, we kept getting algae, and so he thinks he's got a pretty good handle on that, so that'll be a good shot in the arm for us on the pool. We're looking at the possibility of buying a crack sealing machine from the county that I think is gonna turn out to be a super good deal. It's one of theirs they were gonna trade in, and before they could trade it in, they had to have it all upgraded and safety checked, and so they've done all that, and they're gonna sell it to us. I think we have a deal, pretty solid deal with the commissioners for $10,000, and they said we could pay for it in 2 installments, a year apart. So we can get it after the first installment, start using it, pay it off next year, so pretty soft shock, you know, to the budget, and we'll still have a good functioning unit. Something we haven't been able to do for the last 4 years or so, because, you know, we had been strictly borrowing it from the county, the same machine, and then I think Demilieu got a little overextended, and so that wasn't an option for the past few years, and then we didn't budget to rent one, so we've got quite a bit of crack sealing to do. We'll keep it busy for the next 5 years or so.
Okay.
Our water this past month, we got about a third of our water out of the spring line, which really helps, and then the beginning of this month, we went ahead and flushed, got our first good flush out of the way, and got rid of a lot of brown water, so our water quality's improved.
And mine was only around for about a day, and then after that it's cleared.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I was watching out my front window in between that one across from me at the corner of the park, and the brown stuff came out, and I went,
Yeah, we may have to start doing that at night.
So
Oh, when people are taking their showers.
Yeah.
What's our schedule on that? I know we do it fairly often throughout the
You know,
year.
we used to only do, we would try and do it twice a year, and now we absolutely are gonna do it 3 times a year at a minimum, and we used to clean the tanks every other year, and we're now cleaning every tank every year, so we're trying to stay on top of it.
Can you state specifically when you will do it, like the 1st of April, the 1st of July, and the 1st of November? So that people will know ahead of time? Is there
Well,
any way, I mean, besides your
yeah.
regular announcement?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to have it on a set schedule, because something will always come along and make it not work for you.
Uh-huh,
You know, we deal with
Weather.
water leaks all summer,
yeah.
and so, and
Have
that,
a
and,
good supply of water too, don't you?
yeah, reading meters, and then we've gotta go off of when our springs are running good, so there's no way to set it a year ahead.
I see.
I mean, we could, but it would just be, we'd just be changing it 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after, so.
But we did talk about the fact that next time, you know, because we had a lot of complaints, you know, which you always are gonna get, but we're gonna make sure there's like a big ad in the paper, you know, and more notices or something, you know.
And we'll put it on the website when we get our website tuned up,
Facebook is
Yeah.
and on the
Put it on
radio,
Facebook,
on a public
radio.
service
And we
announcement
can
on
put
the
it down on
radio.
the sign at dispatch, you know,
Yeah,
that
on
would
the
be.
reader
That
board.
is a great
Or the
idea.
reader board when the
Yeah.
county gets that one, you know, up, just a little bit more information out to the public, so we're gonna try to do that.
for serious, you could put it on, I think you could probably put it on that for sale Lakeview.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of the other Lake.
Yeah, Lakeview
Well,
announcements.
County and stuff like that, because it's incredible the people that are on that.
And I was gonna go down and talk to Mike, I know you put it on, didn't you put that on?
Yeah, we got that.
But I was gonna do, still wanna do that for the cleanup too, which is at the end of the month, I wanna come down and talk about that. Just the more we can get out for people to know, the better. We got a lot of complaints.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
I thought the best thing that the town cleanup group has planned are the 3 big dumpsters that they're putting, let's see, what did she say the first one was? There's one
Down
in
by the
South
kitty
Town
park.
by the, what?
One at the kitty park.
Yeah, they're right across the
And then
street
one
from
at
me, which is
11th.
handy.
11th and
And,
what?
the
11th
other one-
and G
Yeah,
down there on the starting project where Head Start was gonna be originally.
And then the
Right.
other one's at the town hall parking lot.
Parking
lot,
yeah. And, anyway, that, we want people to know that those are available. But we also have to have people there to monitor that they're not putting in garbage and they're not putting in refrigerators or
It's
old
too bad we couldn't
deer
expand
carcass.
that to accept refrigerators and TVs and, because there's a lot of that stuff sitting around too.
Well, the TVs, they can take out, the dump has to take those for free, I believe.
But getting somebody with no car, you
Yeah.
know, or limited,
I think if people knew that the dump had to take electronics for free, I think that would help. You know, we need to verify that, but last I knew,
Maybe
it was
it's-
a requirement.
Maybe it's worth putting some word out and maybe having some kind of trailer there to load all that kind of stuff in and do a special.
I know a few years ago, there was, some outfit came down and set up at the town parking lot and took old computers and TVs and, not appliances, but electronics.
Yeah.
And I think they were there for a couple of days, and they had that great big little, tank full, so. So maybe, you know, I don't know, get somebody else to do it. It's gotta be around.
Evan Reese makes a couple of trips a year to Portland with the whole big truck and trailer with old electronics, especially computers and monitors and stuff like that. And there's a certain amount that, you know, he makes from that for the department.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he does this at the school.
he does, he takes on. The thing about the school is we are the recipient of a lot of more than slightly used equipment, but it's still better than what we had. So Forest Service is, you know, transferring it, so
yeah.
they, you know, so then whatever we had has to be moved out. And so that happens a lot, and so he's always, you know, replacing or refurbishing or something.
Thanks, Jeff.
yeah.
Any old business? That's the only thing I have, we can do that, you know, we talked about renaming the hall under Skip Thornton, and, you know, give everybody time to think about it. The family has contacted me, want to know what has been done on that, and so, you know, everybody can think about something, and we can bring it up at the next meeting. I know Rob said something about putting it out as a contest, so. We'll go to new business. Anderson Engineering recommendation letter. On the town utility improvements. We recommend award to Dog Lake Construction for the sum of $493,490. And we also have a same matter, in the matter of awarding utility improvement contract to Dog Lake Construction under Resolution 898.
So that's the only bid we received?
Right, we had two contractors, one that we did a pre-bid meeting, the other one was Bob's.
Bob's Excavating from Klamath Falls, yeah.
Yeah. And then, Dog Lake was on the.
It's too small a project for them.
$500,000 practically by the time they get through and change orders.
They had one for the city of Klamath Falls last year. There was a $5 million contract. They were the only bidder. It was Bob's Excavating.
So they could stay pretty busy, it sounds like.
Yeah.
We tried.
It's hard to find anyone to come this far.
Sad.
Well,
That is.
I'd rather invest the money locally anyway.
I'm glad we do have a contractor that did it.
Well, it's like I told Jeff, I says, you know, if something goes wrong, at least they're local here, they're right close.
We know where to
Come-
find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, come fix the problem. So do I hear a motion?
I move that we accept the resolution 898 in the matter of awarding utility improvements contract to Dog Lake Construction.
Second?
I'll second.
Second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. That seems like a lot of money to me too, but, and then next on the notice of award from Business Oregon, on the water sewer extension. That was for Red Rock. And 97,000 for a loan and 155,000 as a grant. We have a funding request from the West Side Library. This is the first I've ever heard of this, and I'm not sure just exactly what it is they're asking for.
They were asking for either cash donation or usually like the pool pass or something. So,
They do auctions there
Yeah.
every year, and their auction money is what goes towards their funding of those projects.
Well, basically, doesn't it fund that trip for the sixth graders to go to the state, to Salem and around the state on their trip?
No, it's a different.
This one's a different one. They'll hit us up again.
It's, I think the Union Carnival is what it is.
Right.
And they have it coming up on the 22nd, and they have a big auction, silent and a live auction, and that's the fundraiser for their activities on the west side.
and this year they're trying to focus on the library.
Yeah, their libraries and outlets. So, I don't know, monetarily, I don't know if we've made something like that before, but probably in the past we have done full passes because we do for other organizations. I don't know if we can do something like that.
I mean, we have in the past, but usually a family pass. Or we can do 5 individual passes, you know what I mean? So now it's a $250 equivalent, I think is what we've done in the past.
You want to, well, why don't we do $250 equivalent to however they would like it broke down? Maybe they can make more by selling
Yeah.
individually or as a family, but just however they can make more money on the raffles or whatever. I would make a motion that we do that.
Okay, motion's been made. Do I hear a second?
I'll second
Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'm gonna do that then.
that. Oh, and we have a project. You didn't get that one on there, did you?
Okay, we have spring cleanup, 29th, from 8 to 2 p.m. And that's been out, I've seen it in the paper, Facebook. I'll let Roberta Sue's on resignation.
Oh, okay, on the next one.
I don't have the letter or anything, so.
We received a letter from Tim Harris resigning from the council. That was effective last week, effective immediately. He's moving out of town, so.
I guess we need to put an ad in the paper to see if anybody wants to volunteer to become on the council.
And if there's anybody you know that is, is interested on being on the council, please send them our way.
Talk to your friends or your enemies, considering which
I'm
way
gonna talk to one
it
person, I
goes.
haven't heard back.
Do we wanna leave that open until filled, or do we wanna put a cutoff date so we can have that applicants by a certain time?
Well, it'd be nice to get a certain time, but I don't know what results will come.
Well, this will motivate people, I think, a little bit more, those who might be
Putting it off.
interested. Yeah, instead of
Like by the first name, or whatever, by the 15th.
Yeah, by a
15th.
you know,
Middle of May, yeah.
Okay, so by the 15th, yeah, we'll put an ad in.
Yeah.
Cause it'd be nice to
And a
leave a
story.
close date too, so that we don't just get one as well,
Right.
where we have to decide, oh, well, we've only got this one in front of us, and by default, we don't put them on. It'd be nice to just let people know that, hey, we're gonna accept it until a
So
certain
the
time.
15th. Okay.
Get enough from them and sit and interview them.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Budget calendar,
It's about to begin, huh?
It's past due. It's past due, but hopefully it'll go okay. So our first meeting will be on May 23rd. Official meeting, so. And then I have them scheduled for every Tuesday. If it's council meeting, it'll be pushed back to 6. But
Okay, following.
hopefully we'll get through it. Because there's not gonna be a lot of changes. It's gonna be pretty narrow. That's what I would call it pretty.
Do we have a full
Budget committee.
I have a list of them. You need to call. I don't know. I don't know how many years they've been on it or whatever. I thought about calling them.
I think it's until you die.
I know there's a lot of
Just
them.
change your phone
I think,
number
I think there are.
until you change your
Yeah,
phone
it's just
number.
not free.
Yeah.
Go into
I
hiding.
think
Don't show up for 3 years.
Wasn't all the council and the mayor all on there?
Oh, they are.
Yeah, but we
Well,
had,
the council in Holland, but there is a budget committee that
Yeah, I know I was on that budget committee, your wife was on there.
It's equal members of the public and the council, so there would be a total of 10, is what they're supposed to have for each committee.
You know, that sounds right.
I think that maybe calling them, seeing if they still want to serve and,
That's what I thought, and then let them know what when you might start.
send them a copy of this.
And we may have some openings on that too, I don't know, so. get on
Manager's report.
I think everything's in the little report that I've been working on, other than just,
that. The budget that I'm continuing on
You have contract negotiations tentatively.
for next week. Yeah, so on Tuesday, the 18th is contract negotiations, then the 19th is going to that class up in Redmond, so. The other thing I'm working on is the new franchise agreement with, Civic.
Are they coming here for the contract negotiations? Is that?
Yeah. And I think, I don't think I have to be appointed to do the negotiations.
No, I don't think you have to be one, I think it's your task.
No.
It's one more fun job of yours.
Mhm. It's a mini list, it's, yeah, so hopefully that'll be Tuesday.
Okay, mayor council updates. The only other thing I have is Mike Deason's contacted me. I think that he has $1,000 for the city to do whatever with. He keeps mentioning flower pots, and I keep reminding him that he's gonna have to find somebody to water them.
He wants to put more flower pots out.
He'd want to put more flower pots out, and I told him to put out some benches. a lot less maintenance.
Yeah.
Well, and I think if we put out more flower pots, they should certainly be in line and stay consistent with what we've already got. I don't know what he had in mind, but I just would say that.
Well, he likes the idea that the merchants take care of the flower pots.
We all like that idea. Yeah.
But
We
aside,
all know
Three of us
that in
have all talked
past,
about,
past practice, it hasn't worked well.
Right.
no, because it takes approximately, what, 2 hours?
Yeah, we actually have a tentative agreement with parole and probation. They've agreed to Monday and Wednesday this summer, for the entire summer. We're gonna supply them with a water tank, and they have a trailer, and they'll provide the manpower. They said
Buddy Ness?
they're off on Fridays, yeah, but,
maybe
you
they
know,
could
if we could do it one
check
day
over
a
at
week, that would beat the heck out of 3 days a week, so. And I think we could use the same water tank and trailer, so we wouldn't be lugging our big truck through town like we did for the last 11 years.
So we're trying to work on that.
But it's a pretty solid agreement. Dave Berman and Buddy Ness also have both agreed to it, so.
Okay, well, I did tell him to write a letter to the council, explaining what his plans were. Council, do you have anything?
Just a reminder that the 20th is the open house. I don't know when y'all come at the chamber. You will be very pleasantly surprised about how nice it looks. New paint, new furnishings, really cleaned up. It looks really nice.
What time is that on the 20th?
It's at 4.
4:30
4
or
to
4
7.
like
It's
4
4
to
to
7,
7.
something like that. And it seems to me that we've got an excellent staff right now. They are really going forward with some new ideas and some contacts. And I think last Thursday was a board meeting, and we have already just in the last like 2 weeks gotten 12 new members. And so there's a lot more, buzz about it, and they're doing a really fun job, I think. UPIC is the 19th. And the Irish pub crawl was fun. That's it.
I'm not trying to speak on behalf of Lake County Mentoring, but I will mention their Western Extravaganza Tri-Tip Dinner and Auction. It's May 6th, from 5:30 to 8. And the reason I wanted to bring it up is because of what we're talking about for the West Side School or whatever, to donate to them that family swim pass. It'd be nice to do that for the mentoring program as well. They've got a bunch of different auction items, live auction, silent auction stuff, so I encourage those who want to, participate and to help
When is that
support
again?
mentoring. It's this May 6th from 5:30 to 8 at Elks Lodge. Tickets at the door.
I was down there talking to Kathy Miles, and she had a bunch of the items that she was going to, and the man over here at Rustic Furnishings has been very generous, and there's some neat things that they're going to have in this auction, things that we don't normally have, and some of them from him. And I would encourage people, just as a sideline, if you like any of his stuff, you ought to get it before you realize he's selling it too cheap. It's, but he's very generous and supportive of the mentor program.
He's got some really neat stuff over there. I'm in there all the time.
He's also willing to do things like, I took a couple of unfinished projects that came home from shop classes, and said, do you mind? And he was just, did a great job on them, just fixed them right up, and very reasonable, and I thought, nice to have somebody that can do that thing too.
He's doing it right in his little shop?
Well, I don't know if he does it in the shop or at his home, in his garage or whatever, but he fixed the items, and they looked great.
They had some area in the back of the shop they were
He does,
planning
yeah, he
to,
does
but I don't
some
know how.
in that back
you
area.
know.
Mike? Oh, I'm sorry.
One last thing, the county did hire a nuisance officer, so Eileen Harmon has been hired to do that. She started on Monday, so she's getting her feet wet. Eileen Harmon. Remember her name? She graduated from here long ago and moved back. So, anyways,
Mike?
I don't have anything to report as far as my liaison appointments, but since we're plugging all the different events that are going on in the community, I guess following the chamber function on the 20th, that evening, you might get set for Keith Taylor in concert. The Lake Arts Council has him in concert that evening. And so you might mark that on your calendar as well. It should be a good evening with a great pianist.
Is that the 20th or 22nd? Is that after,
It's
on Thursday?
Thursday night, the 20th.
that's it.
It's Thursday night, the 20th, and then they, yeah, it is. That's what it is.
Okay.
So, that's all I have.
He is a good one.
He is good, very good. He did the silent movie, piano music, The Gold Rush, that we had about a year ago or so. And he is a great musician as far as all types of music on the piano. So he's gonna bring a very tight show this time, so it should be really good.
Very, very good.
Okay, do we have anything else? Okay, we'll close the meeting at 4:43.